G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. I've been doing some Debian testing lately. Didn't go as well as I thought in regards to the applications I wanted to have in there. So what I've got running at the moment is Debian Cinnamon Stable. That's what I've got running. Let's check that out. And as you can see here, in the sources.list, if we go to that, etc apt sources.list, and this probably won't open. This opens with the software and updates. We can open it with a text editor, but you get the idea here. It's the I've got the back ports there and the Debian multimedia. So that's what I've got there. Let's just open that with the text editor. And as you can see there, we're on Bullseye main contrib non-free. I've put that all in there. And the multimedia. So that's all working well, no problem at all. This is what I've been up to. I wanted to make my own little version of, what can you say, Linux Mint, but my own Debian Linux Mint. And this is what I've found in doing all this. Let's see, Debian Mint. Let's just full screen that. I was going to install these things which come with Linux Mint. Now I think two of these here, I think Wallpapers and possibly I think Hypnotics. I'm not sure about that. They come in a flat pack. I know definitely Wallpapers does, and I'm pretty sure maybe Hypnotic does as well. I'm not 100% sure about that one. So getting the X apps installed on Linux Mint, unfortunately the dependencies aren't satisfiable. So I was pretty keen to do all this, but unfortunately it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. That's all good. It's not a problem. Now I've tried this also on Debian Cinnamon Testing and Debian Cinnamon SID. Not available on there as well. On the stable branch, the SID branch and the testing branch, they all have the same issues, which is dependencies not satisfiable. I came here to packages.org where they've got some downloads in different package styles, .deb, .rpm and so forth. And I tried downloading some of these, the Trisha, Mint, Elissa, but they don't work either. So I thought that's how I could install those through the packages.org here, but unfortunately dependencies not satisfiable as well. Now as you can see here, I was looking at what the differences are here, and in Debian a text editor is Z is a text editor. In Debian you've got gedit. X viewer Eye of Gnome is the image viewer, so image viewer in Debian is Eye of Gnome anyway. X player is Totem Media Player, which plays the music and videos in Linux Mint. In Debian you have Rhythmbox and Videos Totem Player, which is the same as Linux Mint except you've got Rhythmbox to play music. Xreader is the Atril, and the document viewer in Debian is evince. And in Debian you've got Shotwell Photo Organizer, and in Linux Mint you've got Pix, which is gthumb. Not a huge amount of difference there in regards to the applications, so I think I could go with the standard Debian applications. Now I'm just doing testing in case I wanted to put Debian stable on my main system. Now I'm just looking at it at the moment. That's all I'm doing, is just doing some testing. Now what I'm going to do is grab my little admin file from my home network. So what I've done here is grab my little Coles admin. I'm going to make that executable. Already is, that's cool. Open terminal here, /Coles, and tab that. And what I'm going to do is download icons from GitHub. So I've got my GitHub page, which I know people have got GitLab, GitHub. I just thought I'd make a GitHub just to support some of these things, and a couple other things I've got in the pipeline as well. So let's have a look at that. So let's go download icons from GitHub. Let's do that, and that should automatically create an icons folder, extract them and put them in the icons folder. Just a couple of different icons, which is ePapyrus and the Dharma Dharmas. I like the Damas, they're quite nice. And also download themes from GitHub is let's do that. So that is done. And what I normally do there, let's close that terminal, go to settings and just quickly change this, give it a nice look and feel. Quokka Win Dark, and you have to use the same controls here, Quokka Win Dark. This one here is Quokka Dark. Icons will be Damas. And already we've got a nice look and feel to Cinnamon. We probably could change the desktop background. I don't know what backgrounds we have. That doesn't look too bad. What other backgrounds do we have? Oh, that'll do for now. So that looks pretty good. And on Debian stable, we have Nemo 4.86. Also on testing and SID is still 4.86. So they haven't quite got to Nemo 5 yet. So I don't know if there's a huge amount of difference between Nemo 4.86 and 5. There was a couple of nice little things I've seen with Nemo 5. Cannot remember what they were actually, but I thought, yeah, that would be nice to have that, but it's not a big deal if I don't. So yes, I was a little bit disappointed I couldn't get the applications within Cinnamon. I think they're their own generated applications, so they must be in their own repos. So I'm not going to be adding any like Linux Mint repos to Debian. I don't think that's a good thing to do. I try not to add other repositories besides backports and multimedia, mainly just to add those extra support bases there, but that's about it. So that's where I'm at with Debian testing. Now, let's shut this one down. I am also testing out, where is it? I've got a lot of Debians on here. The daily, I tried the daily mini ISO with the GNOME desktop. So let's check that out. So this is my Debian GNOME, which is based on SID. And with the mini ISO, you can just choose to install SID directly from the internet with whatever desktop you want, which is what I've done here. Now I've been messing around with this a little bit, just added my Damas icons in there, plus I think I added Quokka Dark as well. Yes, I did. Now what I've done here is, if we go to here, this out of the box GNOME 40 has just got applications just spread all over the place. So what I decided to do is make my own categories. So I've got media, office, system. Now on here you can either scroll with the mouse or you can use these big side arrows here, like so. Personal, network, and games. And boy, have they got a lot of games in here. Now, if you want to change something, you can grab this, drag it to, you can just drag it to the, this one in this case goes to, let me try that again, boy. Let me try that again. So you can drag it to the side here and it'll take it to the next window. That's what you can do. Which is what I did with these things. If you have more than one window, you got those same menus on the side of the screen here. But now that I've got them all in categories, that doesn't matter. So yeah, I was just sort of checking out what's going on with the new GNOME 40. Now the other thing I noticed, where is it personal, you've got these bookmarks. Now it says that documents from your online accounts. So I went to my online accounts in settings and I added my Google account. Well, it's not there, is it? So there it is. Documents not showing up. So I thought that's what it was supposed to do, but I'm not really sure. Maybe this is just new and it's not working yet. Don't know. That's my GNOME 40 I've been messing around with as well. Now, I don't see the point of having to go up here and then having to go down here. Although you can just hit this super button and leave your mouse down here. It'd be nice to see this probably integrated down this button here, integrated down the bottom somewhere. I did see some works, whereas this panel might be even down the bottom that GNOME was thinking about. Now that would make a bit more sense. I think the workflow would be a lot better if they did it that way. So I'm testing Debian GNOME, but to get GNOME 40 on Debian, you're definitely going to have to wait for another easy 12 months when they do another release. I think they release every 12 months, I'm pretty sure. So actually, if we have a look at this, if I take a few games out of here, see if we can fill this area up here. I mean, there's so many games in that comes with Debian. Okay, so now you can, no, we probably need a couple more things out here, don't we? Okay, so now you can see you've got this thing here and this menu here. So if you wanted to move this over to there, just drag it into this little space here. Just drag it to that space. Now, if it doesn't work, it's because this is full. You can only move if you've got space in here. So you can move it back there like so. You can move this one to there, but you need to have the space in here to do so. So if you're trying to move something over to this window here and it doesn't move, it's because that's full. That's the reason why. You can either scroll with the mouse or you can use these big menus on the side. That's pretty handy anyway, I don't mind that. And then you got your favorites down the bottom here. Now the one thing with the software that I think I added in here, Flatpaks. So if we do a search for, say, Audacity, I always know that's a Flatpak, so that's my go-to search. Now, you've got Audacity here. Now what I noticed is if you use the Debian repos, it doesn't give you... Now, if I go to settings and... no, actually, it's not settings, is it? If I go to tweaks and I just change these icons back to add waiter, just so we can be clear on what's going on here. Okay. So hitting Audacity, when it comes to the Flatpak, it's got a nice little icon there of Audacity pictorial. Looks good. Change it to the Debian repos. Oh, ugly sort of no-go thing here. This is what I've noticed. It's even in Debian, it's doing this. Where's the nice pictorial for Audacity from the Debian repos? It seems to be now this GNOME software does not like to show you. It just makes it look ugly. And I don't know why they do that. I think they just don't want... Oh, yeah. Let's do that properly. I think they just don't want people installing from the Debian repos anymore, or the Ubuntu repos, or whatever repos comes with it. Icons, let's change them back. See, at least that's a reasonable icon, but still, it's not a nice looking icon like that. I don't know why they do that. Or is this just something that's overlooked and it doesn't, or the GNOME software just does not pull any graphics from the repos anymore? Don't know. If it's good enough for Flatpak, it's good enough for the repos, I think. Anyway, that's my rant. So let's shut that down. So another thing I wanted to chat about was my website. Now, a few people have contacted me through this website on the under the contact here. This website was made with Wix. I wanted to start a little business repairing computers and whatnot, and I did. I had to create a business, a sole trader business in Australia anyway, and I did do a few jobs. Given that I'm working full time, it just made it a bit hard, and because I didn't do any tax returns, they shut the business down. So I think I could probably start it up again, but that's probably something that I could probably look at heading into retirement anyway. I had a domain. This is connected to a domain. So if we open a new tab and I go to pctlc.com.au, it'll take you to that website. So it's connected to a domain. Now the domain came up as I had to pay for the domain to continue it. It's $120 or something. I thought, I'm not doing the business. I'm not going to update it. But they must have some sort of fail-safe in the domain, whereas they automatically paid it for me, so I didn't expect that to happen. They were sending me emails. I said, I'm not going to bother with it. I'm not even going to worry about it. And for some reason, there was a fail-safe there where they actually paid it, probably because they didn't want, just in case something happened to me, and they didn't want the website to go down or the domain to go down. I don't know how that works, but I thought, oh well, it's paid. I won't worry about it. What can I do with this site? I've got some blogs here, but I haven't updated these blogs for a long time. This is on Solus 3. So I haven't really done any updates here because I've been focusing a lot on the YouTube channel itself. And I had some things here. I noticed some of these, this one here especially, how to increase space after Windows 10 upgrade. I think that that website is no longer there. It's connected to something else. So maybe the website that I was connected to went down. So I thought, what can I do? What can I do with this website? I already had the GNU Linux free operating system here, where I was showing people, if they come to the website, what's available to install, a small fee for my installation of Linux itself, and then you've got a scrolling pictorial here of all the ones that I've got available down here. Now, these were my picks: Linux Mint, Ubuntu Mate, Peppermint 9, Ubuntu, and that was the ones that I was offering to install. Haven't really used this for the business to install for people. I have had friends or family who have paid me to install things. They didn't want me to do it for free. I was willing to do it for free, but they still paid me anyway, so that was nice of them. I thought, what can I do with this website? So I thought, I will do this. Under Debian, I thought that, you know, when you go to the Debian website, trying to find things under the Debian website and the downloads of Debian ISOs can be a bit of a task, to say the least. So I thought, I'll do this. I'll make some things a little bit easier for people. If people wanted to have a look at Debian, I was trying to get my head around what ISOs to put on here. There's so many ISOs on the Debian website. If you go digging deep within the website, there's heaps and heaps. So here we've got the Debian 64 net install, the 32-bit. It'll be the same. Whatever I've got written down here be the same. So this is just your standard latest up-to-date Debian 64. So if we click on here, it'll take us to this thing here. Now, what it says here is, click on 64-bit PC net ISO, net inst ISO, download will start. So that's what you do. Click on 64-bit PC net inst and the download will start. So that's how you do that. That's just your normal Debian installer on that one. Download the 64-bit ISO Debian net installer. Then you've got the 64-bit free DVD images. So you got the 64-bit free ISO. So this is all the free stuff, which means if you use the free stuff, it doesn't have all the non-free firmware available within that. So you'll have to go looking around for your drivers and so forth, which can make Debian a little bit harder to install. So let's click on that one. And then you've got the download here, Debian 11 DVD number 1. Number 1 is all you need. There are some more DVDs, but the first one is the main one. I don't know where the rest of them are. And the same with the 32-bit. And then you got links to the torrents. So there's the torrents there, DVD number 1. Now you can get other DVDs. The same with the CD images. You can get a CD image as well, which I think is a bit smaller in size. And you got the Debian Mac, EDU, Debian 11. They're the torrents. And then you've got the non-free ISO images. You can get the ISOs from here. They're the non-frees. They come with the non-free package with all the firmware and everything, which makes installing Debian a lot easier. And after you install, you'll probably find your wireless and so forth is there already. On most occasions, I can only talk for my hardware, not for someone else's hardware. And you can download the ISO direct with whatever desktop you wish. And also you've got the torrents as well, if you want to download via torrent. And then you've got the 64-bit mini ISO daily image. So this thing here, if you download the daily mini ISO, it does a net install. So you need, where did I say here? Must have internet connection, it says here. Selecting install from the boot menu takes you through the standard install process, giving you a choice of desktop. These are the desktops you can choose. So install from the boot menu that's what I've used GitHub for, to show you that just select the standard install here. And expert install from the boot menu takes you through a more advanced install, which has one main extra step, which is to select your repository of choice: Bullseye stable, bookworm testing, SID unstable. Also giving you a choice of desktop, and the desktop's there. So the expert install shows you that you go to advanced options and choose the expert install. So that's just a little pictorial thing I've done there on GitHub to show people how to do that. The one thing I wanted to know here, and this Debian thing here takes you to the Debian website. So you can, if you click download, it'll just download the latest Debian ISO, but you've got to go here to search for more and download here, and then you can go searching on other links if you can find them. Even though it doesn't matter how many times I go back there, I get so confused as to where I am on the Debian website. So if anybody would like to check this out and let me know whether these links are appropriate or not appropriate, maybe the information is not correct, what I've put on there, I wouldn't mind a bit of feedback on that. But even if it is a bit wrong, it's easier to find what you're looking for on here rather than the Debian website. So I just thought I would do that, because Debian, regardless what people think, Debian is a very popular distro. Even though Ubuntu is probably most popular. Ubuntu, you could look at the mainstream for Linux, but Debian is definitely in the background, and I think there's a lot of people who get to know Linux definitely want to go and try Debian and go to the main source of Linux, which is what Ubuntu and Mint and all these things are based off of. I think people like to try Debian out. And I was the same. When I came, I was using all the some of the mainstream Linux distros, and they're really good to help you out and get you to learn Linux. But yeah, something about Debian, once you get to know how it works, and I don't still fully know how it works, but I've got a much better idea than what I used to have anyway. Yeah, but I wouldn't mind a little bit of feedback on this website, and let me know what you think of that. Be interesting to know. And yeah, if there's anything that I could improve on this, I would like that feedback as well. So that's what I've been up to recently. In between creating some videos, I have been working on this website, also doing a lot of testing on Debian. So there's a lot of things I don't put on video. There's just a lot of things that I do testing of. If I'm going to do, because I did run Debian SID for quite a while, but I'm keen to probably look at running stable. Do I want to use the GNOME 3.38, or do I want to go to GNOME 40, which means I'd have to use SID, or am I keen to run Cinnamon and just use the applications that I like, or that are suitable for what I like to use anyway? That I'm still thinking about. I definitely probably want to go back to Debian, and I probably want to go back to stable, I think. I do like the new shiny desktops, but I can live without them. It's good to try them out and see what's new, but at the end of the day, I think you go back to your, once you've had the new shiny desktops installed, you go back to your usual workflow. I don't know what my workflow is, to be honest. It changes every day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed seeing what I'm getting up to in the background besides just creating videos. Hope you found it interesting and informative, and thanks for watching.